inspired by someone's memory and past experience. I am not mentioning names, but I'm sure Lara is somewhere dancing. Yes, it's a fun, fire, and fantastic Friday right here in Port Harcourt in every part of Nigeria. Welcome to the Midday Dialogue with yours truly, Sam Oracle Chinedu. I hear that important conversations happen on this station. We're about to find out. Kickstarting the show in this hour. We're going to be talking about something that is not as popular as it should be, the business of learning without literally being in the classroom. And there seems to be a problem with the eligibility policy. Someone somewhere decided to fight, and in his mind he believes he won that battle. We'll have that conversation in this hour. Coming up at 11, South sets up a security outfit, which has a very cool name if you think about it. The regional security thing has been a popular point of conversation for a couple of weeks or months, if you may. And now the South have jumped on that wagon. 11 o'clock brings that conversation. 12 o'clock brings the major news. And at 12:30, we hear from Lagos that the Italian who brought coronavirus into Nigeria is depressed. I'm guessing they want us to help him. We'll have that conversation in that hour. Lunch hour comes up at 1, and finally at 2, it's Entertainment 360. Don't go anywhere.
Are you up to date with ideas for sustainable development?
92.3 Nigeria Info serves you opportunities
to ask great questions,
contribute solutions,
and transform society for the better.
I'm listening. Are you?
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
What is information?
Information is facts provided or learned about something or someone.
How do you see dialogue?
Dialogue is a conversation between two or more people.
Define politics.
Politics is the activity associated with the governance.
And economy?
Economy is the state of a country or region in terms
For all of this and more, join the Midday Dialogue weekdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still the Midday Dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu. All right. For this hour, we're going to talk about learning, education. How do you do it? You get information, you acquire knowledge, and you apply it. Thus, the wisdom. So, a certain man who has countless degrees, which he got in his bedroom, he didn't leave his room. Somehow, he just had a lot of degrees and certifications, but he was not in the classroom. In regular fashion, you might actually say he's addicted to this form of learning. And so he applied again to another school. But this time they told him, no, we're sorry. I know that Harvard might have done it for you, all the other institutions, MIT and all of that. But that's not how we roll, because we cannot be certain of your proficiency in English. We need to be sure that you speak English correctly. Now, this man was pissed, not because he didn't like the policy, but because he had paid money. And so, he decided to rant. He went online and said many things. Anyways, I'm going to read what they sent to him. Good day. Per decision of our chief academic officer, the documents you provided do not merit as an English proficiency certificate. Let me quote the feedback we received. Please note that we informed our CAO that you completed a national diploma. Can he validate that the national diploma he completed in Nigeria was in English? So they were questioning the very core of this man's form of communication. And as a Nigerian, he responded, rudely, if you may. And the response was really hard. So he said, so I don't know if you're Nigerian, but you would notice that because we were colonized by England, in brackets, I'm sure those are the people that own the English language, all our systems are run in English. Our schools teach in English. Our own indigenous languages are even taught as extras, just the same way we learn French as one of the electives. You won't find any document from a Nigerian school that says, oh, this course will be taught in English and not Yoruba. He went on, and it really does seem like they listened, and by virtue of that, the policy was changed, because Nexford University responded on Twitter, we hear you. Since then, we've changed our admission policy to make it simpler. As a next generation university, we do not believe in rules for the sake of rules. And if you speak English well enough to pass your first course, then you're well equipped to succeed at Nexford. That young man is in the studio. Hello, Ebenezar.
Thank you. I feel like I'm a regular now.
Yes, I was shocked
I'm always
when
up to one trouble or the other.
when you came in here and I did not see your Nigerian ID card. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Al.
All right, so
a pleasure.
it's impossible to have that conversation without telling that story.
Yeah.
So you're a very big, I don't even know if I should say follower, or you're obsessed with virtual learning. You know, you've gotten a lot of certificates online.
Yeah.
And now you tried this particular school. They said because they were not sure your English was good enough,
Yeah.
they couldn't let you in.
Exactly.
Now, this is a school that offers online courses to over 30 countries.
Yes, over 40 countries actually.
And help me, okay, I know that I gave an abridged version of that.
Yeah.
What exactly happened?
Okay. So, just like you said, I'm a huge fan of virtual learning. First of all, by circumstance. First of all, because I mean, you guys know, if you've listened to the program and I've been here so many times, there were many. Growing up, I had a lot of issues writing JAM over and over again.
Yeah.
So by circumstance, I had all these courses online that I could just do. You know, that didn't need some of these exams. You know, so it started as just that circumstantial, you know, learning, and became a passion. You know, maybe an addiction of some sort.
It is an addiction.
so I've done several. I mean, if I start calling, I might take the whole several courses from several universities, and I believe it's the next frontier of global education. The fact that you can, you know, learn from the best institutions from anywhere you are, whether you're in Kana or Kono village or Bori. I mean, wherever you are, you can actually learn from the best of the best, you know, and get a certification for that to prove that you studied there. So in that same vein, you know, I saw this new school and I'm like, great school, you know, great program. So I applied, you know, with faith and happiness, the usual way I usually apply.
And your money?
And my money, of course, and the admission money.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, after sending all the documents they requested for, then they got back the email you read saying, oh, I mean, it's great. You went to Harvard. Thank you. But we don't think, you know, it validates your English proficiency. I was like, hold up. You know, the first line where they say, oh, you did a diploma in Nigeria, that is amazing, but how are we sure that they use English to teach you? That didn't really turn me off to me. I'm like, okay, people don't really value education much. Maybe that's why they're saying that. And I was willing to explain to them. But when they said, I mean, you did a 4-month program at Harvard, we're not really sure that, you know, that still proves that you know English. That just put me off.
Yeah, that struck you. Maybe Harvard started, you know,
I mean,
teaching in
maybe
Ikwere.
French or Ikwere or something. you know, maybe they taught me Ogoni. Who knows?
Yeah, it's always been the standard. So
exactly.
For them to think that was not good enough, that's where you should have gotten offended.
I actually got offended. I mean, I usually don't like to get angry because like it's not good. But
Yeah.
For this one, I had to just tell them the way it is, and it's sad that this had gone on. I mean, the international English testing system had been on since 1989.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that this had been on for such a long time, and for some strange reason, we haven't just questioned it as much as we should question it. We're an Anglophone country, right? We're colonized by Britain for almost a decade.
We speak English more than our own.
We speak English more than even our own language. Our languages, our mother tongue is even dying because of the fact that babies, children, their first language they learn is English.
Yeah.
Right? In schools, in churches, everywhere is English.
Everywhere.
So then you don't have to pay an amount that is more than twice your minimum wage, 75,000 naira. If you want to immigrate, 92,000 naira, you know, to prove that you can speak English. The same language you learned in school. I mean, the funniest story, when I made the tweet online, one guy said he has a PhD in English, and they told him to still write the test.
Oh my goodness! Whoa!
They told him to write the test. I laughed my eyes out. I was like, if someone who had studied the same language that you're talking about for this long has to still prove that he knows English, and it's a lot more than just the English.
Yeah.
It's actually a form of systemic, you know, discrimination that we really need to speak up against.
It is.
Yeah.
So, how did you feel sending that tweet? Did you have in mind that it's possible they may not get back to you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's happening so many times. I mean that you make stuff up and say things and no one really replies. But from the experience I have from doing the stroll, just tweeting at world leaders, and sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't reply.
Yeah.
I was actually hopeful that they would see it and actually do something about it. So they didn't reply, formally, because I'm sure when they saw the email, they're like, this guy, who is this guy? Who is this troublemaker?
Yeah.
So they didn't reply formally, but I was really excited that a few weeks after, when they replied on Twitter, they said, okay, we listened to you, we heard you, and we changed the policy. It just goes to show that if you speak up, if you use your voice, people would actually listen.
There are so many things to take from that story, but then I'm also concerned because discrimination was a word that came to mind, and I'm glad you used that here.
Yeah.
Now, would it be better for them to change their policies or for us to not need foreign education?
Amazing question. I really wish we don't need foreign education. I mean, if our education system, it would be better that our systems are really good, to the point where we can compete with anyone, anywhere in the world. Universities are ranked, in the top 100, top 50, best in the world. That would be amazing. We wouldn't need to, go looking for anybody anywhere to study good. I mean, the reason why we do all these things is because we want to be able to level up internationally and be able to compete with anybody anywhere in the world,
basically.
right? So if our system actually grows to the point where we're actually learning what anybody at Harvard is learning. Tell me why I want to go and stress myself and go to Harvard if I can just go to Uniport, and learn everything that they learn there. So it's pretty much having that part. But also at the other end, because of the situation we're in currently, they also should not take advantage of us.
Which
they know
is
that
what
we're
happens.
They know we're very desperate to. I mean, people are desperate to live. A Pew Research Center study done last year proved that 75% of Nigeria's working population wants to leave.
75
in the next 5 years.
That's
So
huge.
people want to go. People just want to leave as fast as they can, right? Seeing the challenges, and I mean, there's a Canada Rush study that was done that was released yesterday, that showed that the things that are really driving people from leaving Nigeria to other parts, it's mostly just the basic things like they don't believe in education anymore,
Push factors.
security, push factors,
Yeah.
security, hope in governance and things like that. If we can just fix these basic things,
Very basic.
basic, but we talk about them every day.
Yeah.
These basic small things that can make the country better, then we would really be good.
There's another part of the policy which I want reviewed.
Okay.
Why didn't they tell you about your eligibility status before taking the money?
So that's often what happens. You pay for admissions first, and then they get back to you and tell you that, okay, sorry, we don't think you can speak English, so you write this test.
75K gone. It's crazy because, again, the narrative I'm about to push would sound like the one that reeks of self-hate, but we've lost ourselves so much. We've lost our identity so much.
Yeah.
We're now more English than anything. And they're still telling us you're not good enough
to speak, and we are still, begging and writing the tests and just bringing ourselves so low. So it just shows you that there's a lot that needs to. I mean, someone was even tweeting online that why is this not something that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or any of our international affiliates in government are even looking at? Is this something that they should be looking at? Why don't they really care? Because the money that Nigerians spend on these tests,
no kidding,
annually, crazy.
No kidding,
crazy, huge.
Now, what did you want to study? What course?
It was business administration.
Okay. Would it have been so bad to have studied that same course in a different language?
How?
I'm just saying, we're pushing here now.
Yeah.
I don't know how far they've gone with that push.
Yeah.
To learn sciences in our schools.
In our indigenous languages,
with our
right?
indigenous languages.
Yeah.
So English in this case is for communication. It's not for understanding. If you understand Igbo and I speak Igbo, you'll still get it. It will not make the information any less relevant, because I did not speak English.
Exactly.
So if you were pursuing, say, engineering, would you understand engineering less if you were taught in Ikwere?
Not really, no. Not really. I mean, as far as you understand the language, really, it really doesn't matter. So it's because of the importance that has been. I mean, this might go back to like colonialism and international politics.
Basic.
The importance that has been attached to the English language. So it's almost like a status symbol, right?
Measure of intelligence.
A measure of intelligence,
Yeah.
pretty much. That makes it seem like if you can't speak English, then you're not really good. Even footballers, when we see footballers, doing interviews and they can't reply in English, we're like, this one is not so smart. Even if it's the best footballer in the world.
Yeah, basic.
Let's say
Yeah.
Ronaldo and Messi, and we're like, this one is not so smart. That's just a mind game. It's a mind thing that
We
all
really
fix.
need to change that. We have a lot of people coming to the studio to talk about their protests.
Yeah.
Ebenezer staged a one-man protest online where he's most powerful. He never goes into the streets. He learns in his room. He protests in his room. And Nexford actually did respond. We'd like to hear from you. What do you make of virtual learning? Are you considering an online course? Have you tried? And like Ebenezer, have you had problems? Call us and tell us. 084-461-923. Coming up next, we'll be talking about how to improve our own education system to ensure that Ebenezer's experience does not have another man's name on it. 084-461-923. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007 and 0817-923-0009. You can also send messages to WhatsApp. The number is 080-903-06416. All right, if you had the option now, because you started this virtual learning, it was basically out of necessity.
Yeah.
But if you had the option now, would you still pick virtual learning?
I would, really, because like the way the education system was at the time I started and the way it is now, really nothing has really changed. You know, I mean, if we want to be fair and truthful to ourselves, nothing really has changed. It's pretty much the same thing they've been teaching them that they're learning now. So I would still strongly go for virtual learning because of the fact that it's cheap. You can work and you can learn at the same time. You know, even our current education system needs to be that's flexible. So some people are working already. Some people already have families before they want to go to school. You know, so you need to be flexible enough to accommodate every single person.
Basic.
Yeah.
That flexibility is extremely important. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Are you up to date with ideas for sustainable development?
92.3 Nigeria Info serves you opportunities
To ask great questions
Contribute solutions.
and transform society for the better.
and listening. Are you?
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
Get in tune with the trending stories. Have conversations with the experts. Ask the questions you've always wanted to and get a bite at lunch. The Midday Dialogue gives the opportunity to explore 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekdays on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still the Midday Dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oracle Chinedu, and I'm still here with a victim, a man who has been through a lot, but made a change by virtue of his voice. We're talking about the eligibility for virtual learning, really, what most of the schools are asking for. Is it right or is it wrong? Now, English proficiency was what broke the wahala for Ebenezar in this case, and his response actually did lead to Nexford changing their policies. But then let's look at how we test right now for English proficiency.
Yeah.
What is it now, and what is wrong with it?
Okay, for me, the first thing that is wrong with it is the fact that the exam, it's not so difficult to pass if you understand English language,
All right.
right? But many people, even native English speakers in Australia and the UK, will tell you that the exam is a lot more, it tests a lot more about your IQ and your technicality,
Okay.
a lot more than even just your knowledge of English.
Okay.
Okay, but let's even leave that. Let's say you study hard and then you pass the exam. Why does it have to expire? So after 2 years, I have 3 friends. So I have one, Amara, who's going to write again
Okay.
in November. She's applying for a scholarship. She wrote 2 years ago, and it's expiring this year. If she doesn't get it this year, she'll have to write next year if she wants to apply for another scholarship. So after 2 years, I pay 75K and I come and write the exam. Are they saying that after those 2 years, my English knowledge just disappears? I can't speak English anymore? And then I have to prove again.
Well, you know how you have to update apps on your phone?
Am I an app?
Just saying. 2 years later, there has to be an update. We need to be certain
It's the same exam.
that your proficiency is compliant.
It's not even a different. It is the same exam.
Okay.
It's the same exam, the same test, the same questions,
But not the same money.
not the same money. So
You
it's
have
a
to pay
new. Do you understand? So so this is where most people have a problem with this.
So it feels like it's
System.
a system designed to just discriminate, and
It is, especially because you consider Nigeria as an Anglophone country. It strongly just discriminates against us,
and many people want to leave,
and many people want to leave.
and their own
So we're
education
desperate.
system is crappy.
And our education system still has a long way to go, sadly.
All right, many more things about how to improve what we have. But I'd like to hear from you. Have you been in this position? Are you looking to study online? Do you want to leave the country to get that foreign education? Share your experience, your vision, and everything that follows. 084-461-923. 084-461-923. WhatsApp 080-903-06416. Please turn off your radio as you call us. Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sam, and good morning to the fighter in the studio. I'm JD.
Hi, fighter.
Thank you for liberating a lot of youth out there who are aspiring to study abroad or go online to do any course they intend to. I think it's quite discriminatory, like you said, but Nigeria is an Anglophone country, so that test is not necessary. More so, it's expensive. So that's just an additional burden that Nigerians don't need in this economy.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just business. So it's a subtle form of extortion.
Yeah.
So you see, if you look out there, out of the 10 most technologically advanced nations, 5 of them don't even use English to learn. Talking about Germany, Italy, Korea, Japan, China. They don't use English to learn. So it's just that we have gone too far. So saying we should start using our local dialects to teach science is like doing a 360 turn It will take a lot to set up the system, to set up the parameters. It's going to be like a disaster. They will now start clearing it up. They will now start again, all over again.
Yeah.
So how do you teach science? What do you call theta in Ikwere?
Tita.
We'll find out.
Do you understand? So it's difficult to think how we're going to start, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. I think if we can learn with our local dialect, it will help us a lot, but it's going to cost us a lot to scatter what we've built and start all over again. So are we ready for that? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. So spoken English is not for intelligence. English is just English. It doesn't mean that you're a smart person.
For communication, yeah.
It's communication, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, JD. Truer words were never spoken. Now, there are many other schools that have not taken the initiative like Nexford.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything to, get the word out?
Yeah. So yesterday, I sent two emails, one to the Ivy League Student Council and then one to the council governing the Ivy League. So the idea is that if the Ivy League, which is has eight universities, we consider the best universities in the world, I guess. So if they